Mastering English. Identifying primary and secondary sources. Hello everyone and welcome back to our English language learning series. Today, we're diving into a particularly interesting and critical part of understanding any language: identifying primary and secondary sources. This skill is fundamental not only in academia but also in day-to-day life, where we constantly encounter information of varying degrees of credibility. Let's start. Primary sources are original, first-hand accounts of events or facts. They are raw materials you directly obtain from the time period you're studying or from the person or event you're researching. For example, autobiographies, letters, interviews, speeches, or research data. On the other hand, secondary sources interpret, analyze, or summarize primary sources. These include articles, documentaries, and textbooks that interpret or review primary sources. Remember, the difference lies in their proximity to the information or event in question. When you're dealing with a primary source, it's often direct, original material related to your study. This could be a historical document, a legal document, an original creative work, or raw data from an experiment. These sources usually present information in its rawest form, without interpretation or commentary. Therefore, when reading or listening to a primary source, be prepared to perform your own analysis or interpretation. Secondary sources, in contrast, present a layer of interpretation over the original information. These sources have processed the primary data in some way, whether it's a newspaper summarizing a speech or a scholar analyzing a historical event. When dealing with a secondary source, look for signs of interpretation, summary, or analysis. These could be comments about the primary source, conclusions drawn from the original data, or an overarching narrative created from the primary sources. When evaluating the reliability and credibility of information, it's important to cross-reference primary and secondary sources. Cross-referencing involves comparing the information from various sources to find inconsistencies or discrepancies. Cross-referencing allows us to verify the information we receive, making us more informed and critical consumers of information. And that's it for today's lesson on identifying primary and secondary sources. We hope that this gives you a better understanding of the types of sources you'll encounter when reading, listening, or doing research in English, and how to identify them. Remember to always evaluate the credibility and reliability of your sources through cross-referencing. Happy learning, and we'll see you in the next video.